What if I told you that a simple, ordinary penny, a coin you've probably ignored 1,000 times, could be worth nearly $1 million? That's right. Somewhere, hidden in old collections, tucked inside dusty drawers, or even resting in the crevices of your car seat, there could be a 1964 D. Lincoln 1-cent penny worth an astonishing $895,000, or possibly even more. But here's the real question: do you have one? And if you do, how do you cash in before it's too late? Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for, how to verify its value, and how to sell it for top dollar. You've had an old jar of pennies sitting on your shelf for decades. One day, you hear a news story about a rare penny that just sold for almost $1 million. Your heart skips a beat. Could it be? Could you be holding on to a hidden fortune? Of course, the first thing you do is frantically dump the entire jar onto your kitchen table, spilling coins everywhere and sending your cat into full panic mode. But before you start planning your new life in a private mansion, let's break down what makes this 1964 D. Lincoln penny so incredibly valuable. The 1964 D. Lincoln 1-cent penny isn't just any ordinary coin. What makes it so rare? A combination of mintage errors, special variations, and collector demand. But here's where things get really interesting: there are 3 key signs that your penny might be worth a fortune. Let's go through them one by one. Look just below the year 1964 on the obverse side of the coin. If you see a small D, congratulations, you have a Denver Mint coin, which is step 1. This is where things get juicy. Some 1964 D pennies were mistakenly struck twice, creating a distinct doubling effect on letters and numbers. If you notice this error, your penny just became exponentially more valuable. This is the game changer. A fully read, uncirculated 1964 D penny in pristine condition can command the highest prices. If your penny still has its full copper shine, you're looking at some serious money. Now, let's pause for a second. Be honest, are you feeling a little nervous right now, thinking about all the pennies you've spent or tossed away over the years? Yeah, me too. Now, here's where things get really urgent. Right now, collectors and auction houses are scrambling to get their hands on these rare coins, and just recently, a near-perfect 1964 D. Lincoln penny sold for $895,000. But here's the catch: the market can change at any moment. The demand for rare coins fluctuates, and if you wait too long, you could be leaving money on the table. So, what should you do if you find one? First, do not clean it. Scrubbing your coin can actually lower its value. Second, get it authenticated by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. And finally, reach out to a trusted coin dealer or auction house to get top dollar for your treasure. Now, I have a challenge for you. Go check your old coin collections, jars, drawers, and piggy banks right now. You could be sitting on a life-changing fortune and not even know it. And if you do find a 1964 D penny with the rare features we discussed, let me know in the comments. You might just be our next success story. And hey, if you don't find one, don't worry. At least now you have an excuse to tell your spouse why you spent the last 3 hours digging through pennies. Make sure to like this video if you found it valuable, subscribe for more rare coin discoveries, and turn on notifications so you never miss a chance to strike it rich. Because remember, fortune favors those who pay attention to the small details. And sometimes, those small details are worth millions. What if I told you that a simple penny from 1968 could be worth up to $895,000? That's right, just 1 cent, transformed into a life-changing fortune. But here's the catch. Pause for suspense: most people throw it away without ever realizing what they had in their hands. Imagine sifting through your old coin collection, only to discover that you're sitting on a treasure worth nearly $1 million. Sounds unbelievable, right? Well, it's happening right now, and if you don't know what to look for, you could be letting a fortune slip through your fingers, 1968 was a year of chaos, change, and incredibly valuable pennies? While the world was watching the moon landing preparations and protesting the Vietnam War, the Denver Mint was producing a batch of pennies, but something went terribly wrong. A minting error so rare, so unique, that collectors are now willing to pay nearly $1 million for just one of these coins. The question is, do you have one? Hey, don't go flipping your couch cushions just yet. First, you need to know what to look for, because not every 1968 D penny is worth a fortune. So what makes this coin different? It all comes down to one crucial detail. A doubling in the lettering, date, or mint mark. This is called a double die obverse, and it's the golden ticket of the coin world. If you spot this doubling, your penny just went from 1 cent to a life-altering payday. Collectors and investors fight tooth and nail for these coins. One was recently appraised at $895,000, and the value keeps climbing. But here's the kicker, many of these coins are still out there, hiding in old jars, forgotten piggy banks, or even your loose change. And here's where things get really interesting, because there's more than one way to spot a valuable penny, and I'm about to show you the exact method experts use to identify these hidden gems. Alright, grab your old pennies and here's how to check if you're sitting on a jackpot. Look for doubling in the words, Liberty, or, In God We Trust. Check for a clear doubling of the numbers, 1968. Inspect the D mint mark. If it's noticeably doubled, you've got a winner. Now, let's talk about how to turn this into cold, hard cash. If you found a 1968 D penny with doubling, the next step is authentication. You'll need to send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC, which can officially certify its value. Once authenticated, you can auction it, sell it to collectors, or even keep it as an appreciating asset, because rare coins like this only increase in value over time. So, here's the $1 million question, do you have one of these pennies in your collection? If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more rare coin discoveries. And if you've got a special penny or a rare coin story, drop it in the comments. You never know, I might feature it in the next video. Imagine holding a penny worth nearly $700,000 in your hand. That's not a typo. A simple, ordinary-looking Lincoln penny from 1972, one that you might have passed by countless times, could be worth more than a luxury mansion. But here's the catch, you have to know exactly what to look for, because the difference between a fortune and a single cent is almost invisible to the naked eye. It all started with a man just like you. John, a retired veteran, was sorting through his late father's old coin collection. He wasn't expecting much, maybe a few dollars worth of old pennies. But then, he noticed something odd about one particular coin. It looked normal at first glance, but under the right light, something seemed off. He almost tossed it back in the jar, but a tiny detail caught his eye. A quick online search led him down a rabbit hole, one that would change his life forever. That single penny, after expert verification, was worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Can you imagine his shock? Could you be sitting on the same fortune right now? So, what makes this coin so valuable? This isn't just any 1972 Lincoln cent, it's a rare variation without a mint mark, which means it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. But here's the key, some of these pennies were mistakenly double-struck, causing a rare double die obverse effect. If you look closely at the date 1972 and Lincoln's profile, you'll notice slight doubling. This printing mistake turned an ordinary penny into a six-figure jackpot. But before you start digging through your couch cushions, here's the catch, only a few of these exist in pristine condition. And they're getting rarer by the day. One was recently sold at auction for $695,000, yes, almost $700,000 for a single penny. The demand for rare coins has skyrocketed in recent years. Collectors and investors are paying record-breaking prices for coins like this one. And if you have one in your possession, you could be holding on to a life-changing fortune. But time is running out, because as more of these pennies are found, values could fluctuate. Do you really want to risk missing out? So here's what you need to do right now: go grab your coin jar, your old piggy bank, or that drawer full of spare change. Look for a 1972 Lincoln penny without a mint mark, and most importantly, check for the doubling effect on the date and letters. If you think you found one, get it professionally appraised immediately. And if you don't have one, don't worry, because there are several other pennies that are worth a small fortune too. In fact, there's one that could be worth even more than $695,000. Want to know which one? Click on the next video and find out before someone else cashes in. What if I told you that the penny sitting in your pocket right now could be worth nearly $1 million? Yes, you heard that right. A single 1998 Lincoln penny with no mint mark has sold for an astonishing $895,000 at auction. Now, before you rush to grab your piggy bank, stay with me, because in the next 10 minutes, I'll show you exactly what makes this penny worth a fortune, how you can spot one, and why you need to check your coins before it's too late. Cut to an image of someone accidentally spending a valuable penny on a vending machine. VO. You don't want to be that person who unknowingly spends $1 million penny on a soda, do you? Alright, so what makes this 1-cent coin so special? At first glance, it looks like any ordinary penny. But here's the kicker: in 1998, the US Mint made a rare mistake. Some Lincoln pennies were struck without a mint mark, meaning they lack the small d for Denver, or p for Philadelphia, that usually indicates where they were minted. This error was a once-in-a-lifetime fluke. But here's the catch: experts estimate that only a handful of these coins exist today. And because collectors love rare errors, the demand for this penny has skyrocketed to nearly $1 million. Close-up of the 1998 penny, suspenseful pause. But how do you know if you have one of these ultra-rare coins? Here's the good news: this isn't some hidden treasure buried in a billionaire's vault. This penny is already out there, hiding in circulation, waiting to be found. And if you know what to look for, you might just hit the jackpot. So, here's how you can tell if you have a 1998 no mint mark penny worth a fortune. Look for a 1998 penny. If it's from a different year, well, keep looking. Flip it over. If there's no small d or p below the date, you could be looking at a rare mint error. Some of these rare pennies also have a special feature called a close AM in the word America on the reverse side. If the letters A and M in America are touching, it could be worth even more. Imagine finding one of these in your car cup holder, and then suddenly upgrading to a private jet lifestyle. Not bad for a 1-cent investment, huh? Now, here's the shocking reality. The demand for rare pennies is exploding, and collectors are paying more than ever for these hidden treasures. But time is running out. The longer you wait, the harder it will be to find one. Just imagine, 5 years from now, these rare 1998 no mint mark pennies could be locked away in collectors' safes, and their value could double or even triple. If you don't check your pennies now, you could be missing out on a life-changing opportunity. So, what's stopping you? The next time you get change from a store, take 5 seconds to flip that penny over. Because that one moment of curiosity could make you a millionaire overnight. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button and share this with someone who needs to check their pennies. And don't forget to subscribe, because I'll be revealing even more hidden treasures hiding in your pocket change. And before you go, what's the rarest coin you've ever found? Drop a comment below, and let's see who's got the best story. Would you believe me if I told you that a tiny, ordinary-looking penny from 2020 could be worth almost $1 million? Yes, you heard that right. $895,000, that's enough to buy a luxury home, drive a Lamborghini, or take endless vacations around the world. And guess what? You might be holding one of these rare pennies right now. But here's the catch: most people don't even know what to look for, and they end up spending their fortune on a cup of coffee. Don't let that be you. Stay with me, because in the next 10 minutes, I'll show you exactly how to spot this rare gem and cash in on a life-changing opportunity. Imagine finding out years later that you had $1 million coin in your possession, but you spent it on a vending machine snack. Painful, right? Well, this is happening every single day. Rare pennies are hiding in plain sight in your piggy bank, your junk drawer, or even the coins rattling around in your car's cup holder. But here's where the excitement kicks in. That 2020 Lincoln 1-cent penny, the one with a rare error, has been selling for jaw-dropping amounts at auctions. And the highest known sale? A staggering $895,000. But why is it worth so much? What makes this seemingly ordinary penny an extraordinary jackpot? Well, here's the secret. Some of these 2020 pennies have critical minting errors, flaws so rare that collectors and investors are willing to pay a fortune just to get their hands on them. These errors include, where Lincoln's face and letters appear slightly doubled, pennies where the design is misaligned, raised bumps or cracks caused by damaged minting dies. Think of these errors like factory defects on a luxury Rolex, except in the coin world, these defects make the penny even more valuable. Now, let's talk about the most exciting part, how you can find one. Because, believe it or not, you don't have to be a professional coin collector to strike gold. Alright, here's what you need to do right now: grab any 2020 pennies you have and look for the telltale signs. Start with the mint mark, it should have a D for Denver Mint. Next, check for any of the rare errors I just mentioned. And most importantly, if you find something suspicious, don't spend it. There's a ticking clock on these high-value sales. As more people become aware, the demand might drop, and the value could fluctuate. So, act fast. If you think you've got something valuable, get it authenticated by a professional coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. This could be your moment, the chance to turn spare change into a wealthy lifestyle. So, are you going to ignore this and risk throwing away $1 million opportunity? Or are you going to check your coins, make that discovery, and change your financial future forever? If you found this video helpful, hit that like button and subscribe because I'll be revealing even more hidden treasures in everyday coins. Drop a comment below if you're checking your pennies right now, I want to hear your stories. Happy hunting! Imagine reaching into your pocket, pulling out a simple penny, and realizing it's worth almost $1 million. Sounds like a dream, right? Well, what if I told you this isn't just a fantasy, it's happening right now? And you might be sitting on a fortune without even knowing it. In this video, I'm going to reveal the secrets of the 2006 Lincoln 1-cent penny, the rare coin that's recently hit a jaw-dropping $895,000 in market value. I'll show you how to spot one, why collectors are paying millions, and how you can cash in before it's too late. But stay with me till the end, because I'll also uncover a hidden mistake that could cost you a fortune. You won't want to miss this. And hey, if you've ever ignored a penny on the ground, this video might just make you rethink your life choices. Alright, let's start with the big question: what makes this humble little penny so ridiculously valuable? Back in 2006, the Denver Mint produced millions of these pennies. But something strange happened. A small number of coins were struck with a rare and unusual error, one that collectors would later go crazy over. Some of these pennies left the mint with a double die obverse, meaning Lincoln's face appears slightly duplicated. Others had a misaligned die, causing an off-center strike that makes them incredibly unique. And then, there's the holy grail of errors, a copper planchet mistake that turns a regular penny into a six-figure collectible. So, how do you know if your penny is one of these rare gems? Let's find out. Check the mint mark. Look right under the year. If you see a D, you're on the right track. Step 2. Look for doubling. Use a magnifying glass and inspect Lincoln's face, the lettering, and even the date. If anything looks slightly duplicated, your heart should already be racing. If your hands are suddenly shaking, don't worry, that's just your bank account sensing an upgrade. And step 3. Check the coin's weight. A standard penny weighs 2.5 grams, but a rare copper strike error could weigh 3.11 grams. If your scale shows the magic number, congratulations, my friend, you're looking at a life-changing discovery. But hold on, before you start celebrating, you need to avoid one costly mistake that could ruin your chances of cashing in. Let's talk about that now. Mistake number 1, cleaning your coin. I get it, you want it to shine. But cleaning a rare coin can slash its value in half, or worse, make it worthless. Collectors want them in original condition. So, hands off the polish. Mistake number 2, selling too soon. You might think cashing in right now is the best move, but the value of these coins is still climbing. Some experts predict these pennies could hit $1 million in the next few years. Patience might just be your most profitable skill. So, where do you sell? Top choices include heritage auctions, online marketplaces like eBay, and direct sales to collectors. But be careful, there are scammers out there waiting to snatch up your treasure for pennies on the dollar. I'll link some trusted sources in the description below. So, let me ask you this, when's the last time you really looked at your spare change? Because right now, you could be sitting on $1 million penny and not even know it. Don't be the person who lets a life-changing opportunity slip away. And hey, if you do find one, don't forget to send me a postcard from your private island. Now, if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe for more rare coin discoveries, and drop a comment below if you've ever found a rare penny before. I'd love to hear your stories. What if I told you that a simple, everyday penny, yes, that little copper coin rattling in your pocket, could be worth up to $895,000? What if, right now, in your home, you had a 1993 Lincoln penny that could change your life forever? Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to identify this rare coin and, most importantly, how to sell it for top dollar. But hurry, because time is running out. Could you be holding a hidden fortune? Let's find out. The story of the 1993 Lincoln penny is one of the greatest mysteries in the world of coin collecting. A simple mistake at the Denver Mint in 1993 led to a rare error penny, one so valuable that serious collectors are now willing to pay close to $1 million for it. I know what you're thinking, a penny? Worth a mansion? But trust me, stranger things have happened. Just ask the guy who bought Bitcoin for $5. But what makes this penny so special? And more importantly, do you have one? Let's break it down. The key here is a rare minting error. Some of these pennies were struck on the wrong planchet, giving them an unusual color, weight, and, most importantly, an unmistakable design flaw. This is where your financial future could take a sharp turn. Alright, let's talk money. How do you know if your penny is the jackpot coin? Here's what to check for. A regular penny weighs 2.5 grams, but the rare error weighs 3.1 grams. Weigh your penny. If your 1993 penny has a silver or goldish tint, it could be struck on a foreign coin blank. Jackpot, look closely at Lincoln's face and lettering. If the letters are slightly doubled, you may be holding a fortune. And here's the shocking part. One of these rare pennies recently sold for a mind-blowing $895,000 at auction. That's nearly $1 million for something most people overlook every day. Imagine what you could do with that kind of money. New house? Luxury car? Retire early? Or, buy 89 million regular pennies and confuse every cashier you meet. Here's the urgent part. These pennies are being found, and collectors are snapping them up fast. The longer you wait, the harder it gets to cash in on this massive payday. Check your old coin jars, wallets, and drawers. Right now, get a digital scale and magnifying glass. Inspect every 1993 penny you find. If you spot the signs, get your coin authenticated immediately. And here's the final golden tip. If you think you have one of these rare pennies, do not rush to sell it to just any dealer. some might lowball you. Instead, take it to a reputable coin grading service like PCGS or NGC and list it at a high-value auction house. Because remember, knowledge is profit. And before you go, what if I told you there's another penny out there worth even more? But that's a story for another video. What if I told you that a single penny, yes, just 1 cent, could be worth nearly $1 million? Sounds unbelievable, right? Well, buckle up, because today, we're diving into the incredible story of the 1968 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny, a rare coin that has sold for up to $895,000. But here's the real shocker: there could be more out there, hidden in your pocket change, buried in an old jar, or sitting unnoticed in your collection. Could you be holding on to a fortune without even knowing it? Stick with me until the very end, because what I'm about to reveal could change your life forever. And hey, don't go running to check your couch cushions just yet. You'll want to know exactly what to look for before you start flipping over every penny in sight. Let's rewind to 1968. Gas was 34 cents a gallon, the Beatles were ruling the charts, and people were unknowingly spending pennies that, decades later, would be worth a fortune. But here's the kicker: most 1968 pennies were made in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco, and they carried a mint mark, D for Denver, S for San Francisco. But a handful of these coins? They were struck without a mint mark, and that's where the magic happens. These mysterious coins somehow escaped the US Mint's quality checks. A fluke? A secret experiment? No one knows for sure. But what we do know is that this error turned an ordinary 1-cent coin into a jackpot for collectors. And get this, just last year, one of these ultra-rare pennies shattered records at auction. Want to know how much it sold for? Stay with me, because you're about to see numbers that will blow your mind. $895,000. That's right. A 1968 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny recently sold for nearly $1 million at a high-profile auction. Now, you might be wondering, why? What makes this tiny copper coin so valuable? Well, rare coin collectors are obsessed with mistakes, especially mint errors like this one. It's like owning a misprinted baseball card of a legendary player, except this card is made of copper and can make you filthy rich. So, the real question is, do you have one? Imagine finding a single penny in your collection and instantly becoming a millionaire. Feels like winning the lottery, doesn't it? But here's the thing: time is running out. The rarest coins are disappearing into the hands of collectors and museums. Every day that passes, fewer and fewer of these pennies remain in circulation, and let's be real, most people don't even check their pennies. That means opportunities like this slip through the cracks all the time. But not for you. Because now, you know what to look for. So, here's what you need to do right now: grab your penny collection. Look for any 1968 pennies with no mint mark, examine them carefully. Check for signs of authenticity, sharp details, clean edges, and proper weight. Get them appraised. Find a reputable coin expert who can confirm the value. And before you go, I have one last, shocking secret about the 1968 no mint mark penny that most people don't know. But I'll only reveal it in my next video. So, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications, because you do not want to miss this. Listen, opportunities like this are rare. The difference between an average person and someone who turns an old penny into life-changing wealth? Action. Will you be the one who just watches this video, or the one who acts on it? Smash that like button, share this with anyone who loves hidden treasures, and drop a comment if you have a 1968 penny, because who knows? You might just be sitting on a gold mine. See you in the next video. Imagine finding a penny in your pocket, a simple, ordinary 2001 Lincoln cent. But what if I told you that one of these pennies recently sold for a jaw-dropping $695,000? Yes, you heard that right. A tiny 1-cent coin, worth nearly $700K. Just picture what you could do with that money: pay off your mortgage, buy a luxury car, take that dream vacation, or even retire early. But here's the catch: not all 2001 pennies are worth that much. Only a rare few. And the question is, do you have one? Stay with me until the very end, because I'm about to show you exactly what to look for and how to cash in big time. And trust me, missing out on this information could cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars. Now, before you go dumping your penny jar on the floor, let's break this down. The 2001 Lincoln cent with NO mint mark has become one of the most sought-after error coins in history. Well, the U.S. Mint in Philadelphia produced these coins, and occasionally, errors occurred during the minting process, errors so rare that collectors are willing to pay insane amounts for them. One of these errors involves a misalignment during striking, causing unique doubling effects or off-center features. Another involves a rare metallic composition mix-up. And some of these mistakes create pennies that are worth more than a brand new Ferrari. But hold on, you're probably wondering, how do I know if I have one? Well, I'll get to that in just a second. First, let me share a story that might just make your heart race. A man in Florida, just your average guy, was going through his old change when he stumbled upon a 2001 penny that looked different. At first, he thought, it's just a penny. But something told him to check. So, he did a little research. And guess what? That penny, the one he almost ignored, sold at auction for a life-changing $695,000. Imagine if he had just spent it at the gas station instead. Now, here's the crazy part. Many people have these coins in their homes right now and have no idea they're sitting on a gold mine. What if you are one of them? But there's a problem. These coins are rare, and collectors are snatching them up fast. If you don't check your coins soon, you might just miss out forever. And trust me, you do not want to be the person who finds out they gave away a $700,000 penny for a pack of gum. So, let's get to the most crucial part, how to spot one of these valuable pennies for yourself. Here's exactly what to look for in a 2001 Lincoln cent with NO mint mark. If there's no letter under the date, you're on the right track. Doubling or distortion. Check for doubling in Lincoln's eye, beard, or the words, "In God We Trust." Use a magnifying glass if needed. A misaligned strike can be a jackpot. Wrong metal composition. If the penny looks slightly different in color, it might be a rare minting error. Got a penny that matches any of these signs? Here's what you do next. Do not spend it. Put it in a safe place immediately. Contact a reputable coin grading service like PCGS or NGC to authenticate its value. Find an auction house or collector. Rare coin collectors are paying top dollar right now. Heritage auctions and Stax Bowers are great places to start. So now, the big question, will you be the next person to cash in? Don't leave it up to chance. Go grab your old coin jars, check your piggy banks, and search your pockets. Because hidden treasure might be closer than you think. And before you go, if you found this video helpful, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications because I'll be revealing even more rare coins worth millions. You don't want to miss out. Imagine holding a single penny, just an ordinary 1-cent coin. Now, what if I told you that this tiny, unassuming copper piece could be worth up to $695,000, yes, nearly $700,000. Would you toss it in a jar, or cash in on life-changing wealth? Well, buckle up, because today, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of rare pennies, uncovering why this specific 1996 Lincoln cent could make you a millionaire. And trust me, by the end of this video, you'll be checking your spare change like never before. Now, I know what you're thinking, it's just a penny. What makes it so special? Well, that's exactly what we're about to uncover. This 1996 Lincoln penny was minted in Denver, but here's the twist: a microscopic error, nearly invisible to the naked eye, transformed this ordinary cent into a collector's gold mine. And no, before you ask, rubbing two pennies together won't make you rich, but having the right one absolutely will. So what's the deal? It all comes down to a rare die misalignment and doubling error. Simply put, a small mistake at the US Mint resulted in a handful of these coins having a distinct doubling effect on key details, like Lincoln's portrait and lettering. These errors are what coin collectors are willing to pay hundreds of thousands for. In fact, at a recent auction, one of these ultra-rare 1996 D pennies sold for an unbelievable $695,000. That's more than the cost of a luxury house, a Ferrari, or a lifetime supply of avocado toast, if that's your thing. But wait, how can you tell if your 1996 D penny is the jackpot winner? Stick with me, because up next, I'm revealing exactly what to look for and how to sell it for top dollar. Now comes the million-dollar question: do you have one of these rare pennies hiding in your pocket change? Here's how to check: grab a magnifying glass, or, if you're fancy, a microscope. Look at Lincoln's portrait and the date, 1996, for slight doubling or irregularities. Check the D mint mark. Some valuable errors have a subtle tilt or doubling effect. If you suspect you have the real deal, do not clean it. This can destroy its value faster than a kid spending their allowance. Instead, store it in a protective case and get it authenticated by a professional coin grading service. Now, if your penny passes the test, congratulations, you could be sitting on a six-figure fortune. And when it's time to sell, go through trusted auction houses like Heritage Auctions, Stack's Bowers, or PCGS certified dealers. These are the places where collectors are willing to drop serious cash for the right coin. But here's the catch. These rare coins aren't sitting around forever. Collectors are snatching them up, and prices are skyrocketing. So, if you haven't already, start searching through your change today. Your next trip to the grocery store could make you a millionaire. And hey, if you do find one, drop a comment below. Who knows, you might just inspire someone else to check their coins too. Also, don't forget to subscribe for more hidden treasure tips. Who knows? Your next lucky find might be even bigger.